What's going on, everyone? Nathan here. So this right here is Apple's latest entry into their MacBook lineup, and this is the brand new MacBook Neo, which is starting at $599 and even $499 if you're a student, which is definitely what this is tailored for. If you're a student, then you probably don't need all the processing power that comes with their higher end laptops, which is why I think this is now one of Apple's best bang for bucks you could get. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a quick overview of the MacBook Neo, why it might be right for you, and also my very first impressions of this after having it for about a day. So with that being said, let's get right into the unboxing. In typical Apple fashion, the unboxing experience is top tier, but also pretty bare bones. Inside, you get the MacBook Neo itself, your usual startup guide and manual, a 1.5mm USB-C charging cable, and a 20-watt USB-C power adapter. As you can already tell, I went with the silver colorway, as this is just timeless and honestly the cleanest colorway that they released in my opinion. But besides this, you have three other options: blush, which is a very light pink, indigo, and their newest color, which is citrus, and it's like a lemon lime kind of color, more on the yellow side. And me personally, I am not a fan of this. I do not like it. It makes it almost look like a toy, but I decided to go with just the clean, simple, professional looking silver colorway. And I gotta say, it looks very nice on this laptop. So you might be wondering what $600 for an Apple product will actually get you. And it gets you what I have here. This is the base model that comes with 256 gigabytes of storage, or you can opt for their only other configuration at $699, and this gives you 512 gigabytes of storage, and this version also comes with Touch ID on the keyboard. So honestly, the Touch ID is a very nice feature to have, but I do think it's just that. It's just a nice feature, and it's not gonna make or break the laptop. What I really do think you're gonna be paying that extra $100 for is the upgraded storage. You're getting twice as much storage. Me personally, I don't know if 256 would be enough to get me through college, as this just kind of fills up its memory with like caches and other sorts of background data. Either way, 256, I do think most people could probably handle. So that right there is one area where Apple was able to keep the prices down, is just by keeping the storage capacity low on these. But one area that they definitely did not cut any corners on is the build quality of this. This laptop does have a solid aluminum body and it feels super premium. I honestly can't tell the difference between this and my 2021 MacBook Pro, and there's a huge price jump there, probably about close to 3 times in price, and they feel exactly the same. So the build quality in this, it feels like a really premium laptop. Taking a look around the body, on the left-hand side, you have 2 USB-C ports. One of them is a USB-C 3 and one of them is a USB-C 2. So they're basically the same thing, it's just one of them will have better transfer speeds than the other. And on the right side of the body, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is actually really surprising to see. And then also on the sides of the new MacBook Neo, you will find a dual speaker system. And this is somewhere where they definitely cut the corners on. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world, but I do want to compare it to my MacBook Pro real quick, just so you can hear the difference. So this right here is the MacBook Neo. And this right here is my MacBook Pro. So there's definitely a difference there. I don't know how well it picked it up on the camera, but it's really just like the richness of the MacBook Pro. These definitely sound tinny, and I really hope that it won't affect watching movies too much. I think these are passable, they're fine. This is definitely a big area where they cut, but it's no deal breaker by any means necessary. Oh, almost forgot. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button down below and also subscribe. It helps me out a lot. So moving over to the keyboard, Apple still has the Magic Keyboard in this, which I know can be kind of controversial. I know some people love it or hate it. Me personally, I do love it. I think it's super tactile. They're super responsive as well, and I don't misclick very often while I'm typing. This has the same keyboard that's on the MacBook Pro with a little asterisk right there. The only thing is that this does not have a backlight, which might stink if you're working late at night. And I know I definitely had those late nights in college. So that right there is like a little kind of give and go you have to give there for the price. You have to be willing to give up a backlight, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal, especially because the display, which I'll talk about in 1 second, does get bright enough. And then just below that, there is the very large trackpad, and this is very slightly than the MacBook Pro. So with the Pro, there's actually like a haptic motor underneath it. So when you click it, you're not actually clicking it, it's like a haptic motor giving you a response back. This is actually like a tactile clickable mouse pad, and I actually like it better than what's on my MacBook Pro. I didn't think there was gonna be really anything about this that I would like better, but that's one area. It's just more tactile. Let's see if you can hear the difference real quick. This is the MacBook Neo. And this right here is the MacBook Pro. It's very subtle, but there is a pretty big difference, and this is gonna be something you're gonna be constantly interacting with. So it has the same material, it feels the same, it's just as large as the MacBook Pro, but it's a little more tactile, and I actually do like it better than what's on my MacBook Pro. So that right there is awesome from the Neo. Moving over to the display, this is a 13-inch liquid retina display. It's LED backlit and has a native resolution of 2408 by 1506 at 219 pixels per inch. So I gotta say, this is definitely by no means comparable to the MacBook Pro's display, which is just gorgeous, especially for video editing, photo editing, stuff like that. But I really don't mind this display. I thought I was gonna like it way less than what I do, but it's very vibrant, it's big enough. There's also no notch at the top, which I actually do like that. It just overall looks a little cleaner, and I'm just pleasantly surprised by this display. I didn't think I would be, but I gotta say, it does look very good. And this display is 500 nits peak brightness, which is not as much as the MacBook Pro, but I do think in most scenarios, it will be bright enough. The only thing I'm worried about is if you're working in like broad daylight, out on campus somewhere. I know I've done that a few times before, but even my MacBook Pro would have trouble in broad daylight. So that's no area I can see it kind of falling behind in, but I think in most scenarios, 500 nits is gonna be plenty good. Also with the display, I almost forgot, this is sRGB color, so it's not the full P3 wide color gamut, so it's not gonna be as accurate and have all the colors that the MacBook Pro display will have, but again, that's a little trade-off, and for who it's tailored for, you probably don't need the P3 color gamut. And then above the display, you do have a 1080p front-facing camera, which is definitely just passable for any sort of Zoom or online calls you might have, but it does not have center stage, which is something I would have liked to have seen. I feel like they probably could have added that in at this price range, but that's something you will be missing out on with this. All right, so moving on to the processor in this, and I'm sure you've seen the headlines already, but this is probably the craziest thing I've seen Apple do in quite some time. But inside of this, there is the A18 Pro chip, which is actually the same processor that's inside my iPhone 16 Pro. So not even the current generation, which is just crazy to think about how this can power that, and just goes to show how strong Apple's processors really are. The A18 Pro chip has a 6-core CPU with 2 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, a 5-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine. So this is definitely somewhere where Apple was able to cut down the cost of this laptop, because I'm sure they just had a bunch of these old processors laying around. But one thing I am really curious about is how this is gonna perform with video editing. So I'm actually gonna challenge myself to edit this video that you're watching right now on the new MacBook Neo, which is gonna consist of different streams of 4K footage, multiple on top of each other, some audio, some color grading, and I just wanna see how it's gonna perform with that. And I know that this isn't meant for it at all. I'm just really curious to see how well this can handle it. So if that video is up already by the time you're watching this, I'm gonna link it here on the screen. If you're curious to see how it is and how it handles with video editing, then make sure you check out that video after this one. But for just day-to-day use between internet browsing and paper writing, Excel sheets, this is gonna be plenty strong for the vast majority of students out there, and you probably don't need anything more unless you're going to like engineering or some sort of design like that. Then you might need something a little stronger, but just for the majority of majors, the MacBook Neo is perfectly powerful for you. All right, moving over to the battery life. And the battery on this MacBook Neo can get you up to 16 hours of video playback, which isn't the craziest thing in the world, but it's also not that bad. So I'm actually kind of impressed with how much battery life you can get from this, especially because the chip inside of this is not as efficient as some of these new M models that are coming out. So 16 hours battery life is gonna be enough to get you through most days. So I know I've kind of like hinted at it already throughout this video, but just for my overall first impressions, I am actually really impressed with this laptop. Between the build quality, the display is actually better than I thought it would be. The keyboard is just as nice as my MacBook Pro. The trackpad is actually nicer than my MacBook Pro, and just the overall design of it, I am actually really impressed and I actually like it. And I would recommend this laptop to anyone out there. If you're thinking of going with like a cheaper Chromebook or something like that, like just skip that. Go for one of these, This is actually such a great deal from Apple right here. Super impressed with it. And I actually already recommended it to one of my friends who pre-ordered it actually the first day of pre-orders, and she's been super happy with it as well. So I think overall, this is a, what do they call it? This is a home run right here from Apple. So that right there was a quick overview and my very first impressions of the brand new MacBook Neo. If you enjoyed this video, then you might want to try clicking on one of these videos right here on the screen for you, because YouTube thinks you might like it as well. So that being said, hope you all have a great day. Cheers.